be random as fuck with it, I know. I'll be random as fuck. Do it though. I don't know how to do that shit though. I don't know. I'm gonna figure this shit out. What's this? No, I don't want none of that. What's up? Whoever that is, peace, peace. I'm over here fucking with shit, trying to figure something out real quick. Oh, be easy. What's happening, man? You see the energy change with me when I see y'all. That's solid shit for real. What's up, be easy? This gonna be a quick one. I just wanted to make an announcement type shit, like I'm the president. So yeah, I'm trying to figure some shit out that I ain't never fucked with on this YouTube shit. But I got a video coming that I'm working on right now. That's why I ain't been on, a day or two for me off of YouTube is like a week, for real. But yeah, I got a new video I'm working on. In breaking news, the one and only neighborhood homie coming with another vid. But straight up though, I'm coming up with something. It's I don't want to make it long. I don't like making long videos. For one, I know people attention span is like 5 seconds or two. I don't be wanting to talk too long. When I make videos, I got to do my talking over the editing and shit, my narrating. I don't be like talking long, man. I don't like that shit. So it's gonna be about a 40-minute video, and it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. I'm pulling out the Bible, my Bible, my Bible. Pulling out all the little notes, pulling out everything you need to know. And it's just gonna give beautiful insight. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I got some shit, and I want to do another video. Uh, who and what is God? I think that'd be dope. You know, just because, just because that's a dope to me. To me, that's a dope topic to me. Like, if you ever sat down and broke down what is God, and if you have, then you already know where I'm going with it. You understand? Hell yeah, it'd be easy straight up though. But this video I'm coming up with is gonna be pretty fucking dope. Pretty fucking dope, I must say. You see that shit right there? Tell me why my ass chasing after my daughters ran into a fucking corner corner of a door, busted my shit. Oh, it was sick, but I couldn't let them see me hurting. So, y'all keep playing. Fucked up, fucked up, fucked up. But the video. I'm giving you guys a heads up. That's why I made this video, this live stream. Just to give you guys a heads up. Maybe you might want to look into what my video is going to be about. So that way, by the time it pop up, you kind of got your notes ready already. And it's going to be about the Moors, Moors, Moors. And there's basic comprehensible knowledge of them. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you already have basic knowledge of the Moors. If not, just wait till my video's done. But if not, hold on, let me rephrase that. If not, go ahead and check them out real quick. Do some studying real quick. But I'm going to be doing a video on the Moors. And just to give you some ahead of the time information, the Moors pretty much, and I use this term I'm about to use very loosely, but the Moors are black people. Just in a nutshell for the identification, so to speak, of what type of people we're talking about. Moors were black people. Are black people. I can't say were. We are Moors. In the sense of we're black people. Loosely. Yeah. If you go to my law video, then you'll see why I use that term loosely. But the Moors are black people, and they civilized Europeans, pale skinned white people, whatever you want to term. I don't really care. But black people civilized and cultured white folks. And these people that we're going to be speaking on, the Moors, are very big contributors to that civilized. Calling them European is not European. But the white person owes all its admiration and everything to black people in general. And this is not to bash white folks in a sense. I don't need to come on here and start bashing on them unless we need to talk about the wicked history of white people, but we're not doing that. We're just speaking on who laid the blueprint, who set the standard, who set the bar, who introduced what. And when we're talking about that, we're talking about black people introduced every science, every piece of knowledge, from school knowledge, education, to architecture, to religion, to whatever you can think of, to hygiene, to food, to everything. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Who is really deserves the praise for the sciences and the information and the knowledge in general, all of it. Who deserves that praise? And it's the black man and woman of the planet. So that's what the next video is going to be on. It's not going to be on bashing white folks. It's not going to be on bashing Arabs or any peoples. It's not going to be on. We don't do that. We don't need to do that. It's strictly information. That's all we're going to be dealing with. That's it. Strictly information. And I know some of us, some of the family just start really rocking with me and stuff. I'm used to getting I'm used to getting the racist comments on my videos. If you look at my earlier videos, I have nothing but positive videos, but yet I have 30, 40 dislikes. And there's been comments I had to delete because people are ego. And when you tell, to be realistic, when you tell a white person of their wicked history and the contributions of other people that ultimately gave them their knowledge, a lot of times they think emotionally and egotistically, and they get angry or butthurt or whatever, and they tend to say ignorant things and feel some type of way. And I can understand the perspective of the ego getting, emotional. But at the same time, if you don't do any studying and you're just basically going off your emotion and your ego and you rebut some ignorance, it just goes to show the people and myself, and it should show yourself, how ignorant you are at that time. Instead of going to study and checking it out and seeing if I'm wrong, you'd rather say, oh, no, white people are great, or whatever type of person you are. No, that's wrong. You don't know what you talk about. You come from slavery or shit like that. And it's like, no, that's ignorance, and I'm not going to argue with you. I'm going to keep a calm tone with you because I understand that I'm dealing with people who don't know any better. And so that's why I say this video is strictly informational. That way, you don't have to come from an ignorant perspective that you don't know any better. Ignorant by definition. You don't have to come from a place of ignorance. You can come from a place of understanding once you go and study yourself. I'm all for that. I'm all for that. Because remember, people, we all start somewhere. I know it'd be easy, but it is what it is. And, the truth hurts. The truth really hurts. And some people rather be comfortable with lies. And when you get them uncomfortable, they lash out of ignorance. That's all. That's all you have to do. I just made a video very recently. I did a live stream where I showed you some of the books I read, I study, and those are just what was in my backpack. That was just what's in my backpack. So I study, and trust me, I didn't know what I know now at a point in the past. So I was ignorant. And a lot of the shit I came across hurt me. A lot of the shit made me uncomfortable. But you have to go through that. If you see my video on dealing with fear, you just got to handle it. That way there's a whole power. You have to get uncomfortable. You have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to. Some things, some things you got to go look for, and when you find them, they suck. But it's better that you know better than stay ignorant. So my video coming up, it's not going to be long. It's not going to be long at all. It's going to be very informative. And my hopes, because if, like I said, I don't like to ramble on for hours and shit like that. I hope you take the information and study the information. And I know for fact, I know, don't believe, I don't believe, I know that if you listen to what I say and you go and cross-reference what I say, you'll find that same truth. But the fact that you go to study in general just to even prove me wrong is a beautiful thing. At least you're studying. So I leave. That's why it's short. I'm getting the meat of it. I'm giving you the facts of it. And it's up to you to take that information and build the rest of your foundation of knowledge. So make sure you guys, you know, keep a heads up. Make sure you're studying on your own. Make sure you're doing what's best for you. That's all. And knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. When you understand that, you study, man. See how simple that is. So yeah, that's all I wanted to let you guys know. Be easy. You my dog, man. You my dog, G. Just want you to know that. You're here rocking with your mans, and I appreciate you, G. What you up to? So I just gave my disclaimer for my video, so that's out the way. What you into today, G? Waiting for some gaming, huh? You seen my hood stream I did? Did you get to see my hood stream? It's the dopest. Ain't no gamer got shit on me, G. I don't need the camera to hook up to my shit. Nope, you get to look at my TV while I play. So you know it's real. No, that was just my making fun of gamers. It was just funny. I was just making fun of gamers. You know, like fuck it. Get my ass beat in this Sega real quick. I was getting tore up. Right, classic. That's what I'm saying. That stream is classic for real. Who else you know really bring you into the basement, in the dungeon? Who really bring you in there? You ain't gotta just watch the screen. I know a lot of people who watch games. I watch games, like to see the stream. But who else you know brought you to the basement? Was sitting there chopping with the homies on the phone, trying to get the game together, getting my ass beat for the world. See, who else did that? Nobody. That's what I'm saying. Even though I was making fun of gamers out, ain't no gamers got shit on me. That's why I won't even do gaming. I don't want to take all they like, you know. I'm a nice guy. You keep that. I'll just bring that real shit. Straight up. But yeah, man. I was thinking about doing that one about God. And, you know, that shit is pretty dope when you break it down. Not just, you know, Jesus or Buddha. No, we ain't talking about none of that. We ain't talking about none of that. Talk about God. And you know, people don't ponder on that like I do. Like I be up till about 3, 4 in the morning taking notes, just sitting there writing shit, just writing whatever come to my head. You know, in the late hours is when you open, so I'll be in the late night just going. And I was just coming across shit about this whole God concept from the knowledge I got and the understanding I have of symbolism and certain shit like that, certain sciences of that nature. And shit was just coming together last night. Me and my girl was sitting here smoking a blunt. And that shit was just coming to me. That shit was just coming to me. I was sitting right here looking out the window. She was doing her thing, and I was just like, babe, check this out. I'm gonna run it by you real quick, but I got the notes and everything that we're gonna go over one day. But check this out. He said you chilling, this your off day. Alright, so good. You could take this note for me if you could. Get a pen and pad and write this down and so you can see it yourself because I ain't got no pen and pad right now. But so it's all freestyle. When we look at God, right? I hope you're taking this down for me. But we gotta look at the concept of God, right? This ain't for no religious folks to get all pissy. We ain't doing one of those streams, so don't trip. But God, God, we can define God as creative principle, the creator, right? We're not trying to get too religious into it, but I know dealing with God that was a car that sounded like a motorcycle. But dealing with God is, we're just speaking on God. It's usually a religious thing, but we're trying to keep it out of it. So God is a creative force. Okay, cool. God is the all. So God equals creative force equals the all. Okay, cool. No problem. Now we have to look at God in the physical form. Because God is our higher self. This is God and our higher self. Okay? Our lower self is our demon or our Satan or Lucifer or whoever the fuck you want to call him. Bob Hope, I don't give a damn. Okay, so boom. So who is God in its lower self or its physical form? What's the only what's the only species of person or anything on this planet that gives life? The woman. So right, woman slash creator, because the woman creates life. Cool. This is all. This is how it was coming out last night too. Okay, so in the physical, the feminine or the woman is the creative force on the planet. She gives life. She also can take life by not multiplying, not reproducing. So she gives and takes life. Okay, so God equals creative force or creator slash all. All right, so now we got to correlate God in his physical form, which is the woman, to being the all. So how do we do that? And my lady was looking at me crazy. So boom. Hope you got those notes. God equals creator slash the all. Woman, creative or creator. Now we gotta get to the all. Okay, so when we look at any reference of creation, it all even the Big Bang Theory, all of them start with darkness, the primordial waters. This is a fact. In the Bible, it said, "Let there be light," which would have to mean that darkness was already there. Another quote, I'm not doing it verbatim, paraphrasing, but another quote was, "You were formerly of the dark, now you are children of the light." All right. Formerly, so you firstly started with darkness. Even the Big Bang, it was darkness. Something came together. Boom, boom. Shit happened, right? Okay, so it all started with primordial waters or the primordial darkness. Now, when we're dealing with the physical representation of God, we're looking at the woman. Now, within the woman are the waters, right? This is a fact. If you ever got any buns, any puss, you know that it's wet. I'm not trying to be funny, but this is just what it is. We got to take the taboo off of sex. Well, the woman's waters are wet, and within her womb are the waters, right? And within that womb is darkness, right? Okay, so the primordial waters mean the first, the beginning, the darkness. When we look up the word chaos, it means infinite, primordial waters, darkness. This is what it literally means. Now we look at sex. Sex is a very violent event, occasion. It's a lot of this. You know what I'm saying? So that's a very violent thing. That's chaos, the primordial waters. Now we have to look into, okay, that's a very violent event. When the sperm hits the egg, if you look into your research, there's a little like a boom of light that happens when the sperm meets the egg, when the electron meets the neutron. This is your Big Bang. This is what they're talking about. They're talking about creation. So within the womb are the waters. Within the woman's womb are the waters, the primordial darkness, the egg. Right? Now, knowing that the waters, the primordial waters, were within the woman, the womb man, we have to look at the creative force of God in the physical again as the all. The all are the primordial waters. Within the woman are the waters. Those are your primordial waters, your dark waters. But let's look at the physical characteristic of the woman or the God in the physical, which is the woman. What woman on the planet? Now, this is where people get hurt. And I've had this conversation, the conversation plenty of times. To break it down like this, very few people I've had this conversation with. Who's the only woman on this planet that can give birth to every color of person? The black woman. This is a fact. The white woman will lay down with a white man and make white babies. The moment you introduce her, the white woman's egg, to a melanated sperm, it could be a Mexican, it could be an Indian, an Arab, it does not matter. A hue man, hue color man, hue man. Once you introduce that sperm to a white woman, it becomes colored, if you will. And I use those terms loosely. You put yourself, you put any color of male seed within the black womb, that baby is going to come out black or hued. Whatever gets through to you is cool with me. So, when we're talking about the creator of all, there's only one feminine species out here that can do so. Biologically, not opinionated, biologically, which is the black womb of the woman. She lays down with a black man, she'll make a black baby. Brown man, black baby. Light skinned man, black baby. White man, black baby. This is it. You are your mother's child. Mother's baby, daddy's maybe. So what and who is God? God is the creative force or the all within the darkness of the waters. Who is God in the lower self or the physical representation of God? The black woman. And I just explained how. If you're in here, I just seen we got somebody else in here. I can go back over it. Well, when we look into the word water, just the word water, if you've been watching my videos on symbolism, you'll see where this takes place and how the words are spells and words carry their own meanings. But when we look at the word water, just the word, the W in the literal sense, is the symbol for water, the waves. If you look at ancient texts, hieroglyphs, or any other ancient text for that matter, you'll see for the most part, the majority of the time, that the symbol for water is the waves. That's your W. So the W represents water. Now the other word, ater, A-T-E-R, when we look in ancient Latin or Latin in general, the word ater means black. It means black. But if you don't like to say the word black, because you know some people just don't like that word, they think it's taboo or something, you can say dark. So within the word water, they're telling you what it represents, the dark waters or the primordial waters. Now, for anybody who sees this and does not believe me, look up the word water. No, don't look up the word water. Look up the word ater, A-T-E-R, in Latin. Just look it up. You can look it up now. Google will tell you right now. And then look up any hieroglyphs. Just put symbol for water. And you'll see it's the W. Just repeat it. That's it. So within the womb of the woman are the waters, or the primordial waters of creation. Let there be light. The light is representative of the sperm. The sperm is the electron. Within the darkness, let there be light. Within the darkness of the womb, ladies and gentlemen, is where your creation, your sperm, meets the darkness or the carbon. Flash of light. There's your Big Bang Theory, and everything is created from there. That's your Big Bang. That's your Adam and Eve. That's your Atum. That's that's creation. So who and what is God? God is the creator. God is the all. Well, who is God in the physical form? Let us make man in our image, right? Let us make man in our image. Who are the us? You could say, oh, they were talking about multiple, there were different gods there. Oh, that could be, but that's not. It was man and woman. Let us make man, because our child will represent and reflect us. My children look somewhat like me and somewhat like their mother. Let us make man in our image. The connection is real, and your mind's blown. Mine was too. You should have seen me sitting here, because I was sitting here smoking my blunt or whatever, looking out the window, enjoying the fresh air and shit. Here come my beautiful children. I hear them coming, and it was just coming to me. What you need, baby? Wait till I'm done, okay? All right. But the shit was coming to me just like, because I have the knowledge of symbolism and I understand how to read cryptic codes, and to a degree I know how to read hieroglyphs. To a degree. Just to a degree. And it was just hitting me, like visions and everything was hitting me. Like, I understood that the black woman was God for years now. I already understood that. But breaking it down to the biological science, the occultic science, the hidden science, it just blew my mind. So for anybody who still doesn't understand that the black woman is the physical representation of God, God being a creator, the woman in general being a creator, the creator, no man can create and bring life into this world. No man can do that. Adam never brought Eve into this world. That shit don't make sense. That shit don't make sense. But this is not the bash, y'all. I'm just saying, logically and factually, biologically, in any aspect, it doesn't make sense. The only physical representation of God being the creator of all is the black woman being able to create. And the black woman is the creator of all people on this planet. And that's what I'm saying. In this video, I'll get into a little bit of the feminine principle of history and how the oldest bones on this planet are a black woman's bones. The oldest, period. The oldest, period. All bones, all artifacts in general lead back to this one black woman, and how the ancient lit bloodline, which is going to be the first slide that pops up in my video. But the ancient bloodline is the oldest bloodline on the planet, and it belongs to black people. And you could find all these markers within everybody else's blood on the planet, but you can't find all that in their blood. They're the prototype people. Black people are the first original inhabitants of the planet. But yeah, the black woman is God in the physical representation, able to reproduce every tone of person, every type of person, every feature person. When we look at the Twa, where the oldest people on the planet, pretty much, the Twa, or you could call them the Bantu, if you will, are the oldest people on the planet. And they are black folks. And we're the originators of Europe, Germany, Russia, France, anywhere you could think of on this planet, black people were first. And that's not to say anything bad about anybody else. These are just historical facts. And if you see my last video, I got the books, I got the reference points, I got quotes from European historical figures to attest to the same thing. It's not a secret to anybody that has any knowledge of self. That's why I say anybody who's going to be offended by this is going to be the people that come out of ego and strictly ego. So yeah, God is a black woman in the physical form. Everything, like this was a freestyle. If I went downstairs, took the time, grabbed my notes and shit, which I will do again and go over this again with a more in-depth look. But it's written all through every religious text. It's everywhere. It's in a lot of scientific fields. Like I said, the Big Bang Theory is literally speaking of the black woman or the black waters. And remember, primordial waters were first, the beginning, right? And within the waters of the womb man, the sperm or the sea man travels up her waters, merrily, merrily, merrily. Row, row your boat. To heave, to get to heaven. To heave. First word in heaven is heave. To row your boat. The sea man. The seaman. Or the spearman, right? To get to heaven. Heave. Heaven. N. In is new. New is the darkness. The dark womb. The waters of the womb. Heaven. You have to know your words. You have to know your spells. You have to know these things, the symbolisms. Everything's referring back to the dark womb, the black womb of the universe. It's just that simple, people. And I'm not knocking no white woman or something. I'm not doing one of those. I haven't spoke illy of anybody. You with me, Bees? Does this make sense, brother? I know the bro with me still. I know you said mind blown, so you might be stuck back there, but I hope you're taking them notes. Because it's real, fam. And that's why I made a video. Any man who disrespects the woman is a bitch. If you call the woman a bitch, your mother's a bitch. If you understood how powerful the woman is, you would have a newfound respect for the woman, your mother, your grandmother, your sister, whoever. It should be understood without any prejudice. It's okay to accept the black woman as a god. It's okay. If anything, you're appreciating yourself as a man by doing so, by realizing and recognizing the one physical God on this planet is the woman, but the one true God of this planet is the black woman who produced everybody on this planet. And all of history, you can find, appreciates and respects the black woman. Even the Pope, the Vatican, the Pope, that guy, he worships, you can look it up, a black woman. You can look it up. He worships a black woman. So it's okay, is my point. It's okay. And I'm going to make a video about this topic. But me and Bees, we over here chopping it up and building and shit. And that's what it is, G. So be sure to look for that. I broke it down pretty good just now, but people need to see pictures of the work I'm doing to go with it. It's a little better that way. And be on the lookout for it. Oh, I got it. You already seen my video on that. So you know how I feel about that. What they do physically with who they do it with is another story, which I covered. But who they worship is a black woman. Just like a lot of people worship Jesus and shit and then go out and do some fuck shit and then sin or what they think would be sin just to come back on Sunday and repent. So it's one of those things. The actions of the people have, that's different from, who they praise. You can look this up. It'll be simple to look up. The Pope praising and praying to a black woman. And it'll show you. But to understand why is why we just went over all this. These are the reasons why, because they understand. Those with power, everybody says they have power. They have power. And they don't understand why. And this is a very important reason why, because they understand who God in the physical is, which is the black woman. And they understand by taking out the black man and stereotyping the black man to the world puts him in a certain light, for one. And the black man is getting killed at a tremendous rate for the last couple years, at a tremendous rate. Tremendous rate. And it's not because solely because the black man or the man in general, the man, whatever, the man is the warrior and the protector. Not only because of that, not only because if you take out the man or the warriors of the tribe, there's easy access to the children and the women. That's why, though. That's why the man has to be out the picture. Not because we're the biggest threat, but because the black woman is the biggest threat on the planet. We, as black folks, outpopulate majority of the world. Think about that. Knowing that we have all these sciences and we gave these sciences to the world, knowing our capabilities, there has to be some type of barricade or some type of obstacle or some type of way to prevent them or black folks from re-reaching their pinnacle, which we had at one point in very modern history, which is Marcus Garvey and Black Wall Street, which they decided to blow up and bomb. So they understand this, but we don't understand it as a people, all encompassing right there. We rather be divided on the hypnosis of ignorance we're being fed every day. So white folks are divided from black folks, and black folks is divided from black folks and shit like that, and white folks is divided from certain white folks and shit like that. It's all division. It's all a game. If you take out the woman, you win. But you gotta get rid of the protector first. But the heart of every culture is the woman. The heart of every culture is the woman. That's why when you look at white culture, you see that they don't put their woman in high standards. You gotta understand, they don't have their own culture. They piggybacked off of other people's culture. Culture is a way of life, the way of thinking of life, and shit like that. The white person or pale person or Caucasian, I don't really care to call them names or nothing, but they never had their own culture of people or a culture of living. All they did was take cultures and adapt to those and change them for their benefit. That's why when you look in religious texts or belief systems of white people, pale people, Caucasians, whatever, there's never the woman in the high regard. Even in Christianity, it's Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Where's the woman? There's a father with no woman. And for the most part in Christianity, at least that I've come across, the women are usually, not always, but usually some type of prostitutes or something like that. Something like that. That's not the culture of, that's not in harmony with anything. But then you look at European or white history and it's come from wickedry and savagery and just bestiality and incest and rape and pillaging. So it kind of fits the mold of the people that have that history. Then you look at every other culture. You can look at any other culture. It's a matriarch, meaning the woman is head of state pretty much. And that's the way it should be because they recognize the true God on earth. God on earth is the black woman, or for anybody else, your culture would be your woman should be your culture. If you don't have that, be easy, my dude. We here, G. We right here with it. Straight up, we right there with it. And I'll tell you why. So let me reread it again, even though I don't need to, but let me reread it again. Yep, okay. This is why, or this is a reason why. shame and fear. Those two things. Because I know I have one on one, face to face, personal front page of the newspaper, factually, experience with racism and white people. Hear me. I have face to face experience with white people, a white collective, inside of a white town or neighborhood. Town. So there's no way that anybody can sit here and debate me on racism, prejudice to the extreme, when I have face to face experience, which it was so it was so so real that I made front page of my local city's newspaper. I live in Ohio. I made front page because of a situation that happened in a town. So this is why they hate us, and it's not that they hate us; it's that they hate themselves. White people as a collective, come to learn, know true history. They don't speak on it, but they know true history. They know their history. And so, knowing what their forefathers did, knowing that every white person to this day benefits from the things that their forefathers did, regardless of their situation, benefit to some degree. And most of the time, when we're talking about lower class white folks, they benefit in the education department. How they go on about their business from there, that's not the point. That's not even the argument. But when we speak of, and I've had incidences where lower class white people argue with me that they don't benefit from their forefathers because they're in the same situation I'm in. That's ignorance. To even think that is ignorance. You could never be in the same situation as a black man or woman. Because first of all, you're not a black man or woman. Second of all, even though this is our territory, this landmass, even though it's been converted to a corporation, this landmass called America belongs to black folks. Period. But no white person, Indian person, Arab person, Asian person, Hindu person can say that they understand any degree of what black men and women go through on this landmass that's severely, severely over oppressed by white supremacy. Nobody can say that. So to say I understand or I'm in the same boat, look at me, I don't have all the, that's ignorance. But from what I've experienced, white people, pale people, Caucasian people, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna just call them white folks, and y'all go from there. White folks. What's up, Ethan Beck? That's the bro, man. That's the bro. Be easy. That's the bro right there, Ethan. Say what's up, y'all. This family in here. We just chopping it. But I'm glad you made it. You finally made it. That's what's up. I just realized you finally made it, man. That's dope. But white folks, for what I've experienced, and it could be different or it could be the same thing. From what I experienced, know their history. They might not know every minute detail, and that's fine. But for the general understanding, from what I found, white people know their history. And they're ashamed of it, embarrassed by it, and they're fearful of it. And the thing that drives them to continue to uphold these standards of white supremacy is because fear. They, I know from experience in conversations, are fearful that if black folks as a collective came together, understood what has happened to them and what's going to happen to them, if they come together and understand that and decide they're done with that, this whole economy, every type of system that the white man has in place on this landmass and any other landmass dealing with the topic of conversation, they know once black folks as a collective come together and understand there's many shades of black folks come together, the economy crashes. The fallacies and facades crashes. And all that's left are mirrors to be held up to themselves, and they're not ready to face that. So that's why white people act like they don't like black people, but then they turn around and steal our culture because they see it and they know our importance. They know our greatness and our genius because they live in it every day. When we deal with law systems, we introduce that. When we deal with 3 meals a day, we introduce that. When we deal with all the sciences of the schools and colleges, we introduced every single one of them. Every single, let me look into the little camera. Every single one of them. Every single one. When we deal with the different types of people on this planet, we introduced the world to all of them. We gave birth to all of them. There's nothing on this planet that the white man has created. Created. None. There are plenty things they made. To make something is to make something from things that already exist. To create is take something that doesn't exist and create it in the physical. The sciences weren't known to the world until it was created by black folks. Hygiene, cuisine, uh, geometry, algebra, fucking cosmology, astrology, whatever, religion, everything was created by the black man and woman. And that's it's not to downplay anybody. That's just to bring facts to the young men and women who are getting half-ass teachings at school. I wasn't taught none of this shit at school. I went beyond school to do this. And I sat down with professors and I debated these motherfuckers and earned my respect amongst these motherfuckers. So I know what I'm talking about. And I don't, and I preach to my family to never believe anybody, but research yourself. And I'm gonna tell you that again. I know what I'm talking about, but your ass need to think I'm lying to you and study it yourself. And I would highly appreciate you going against my word. I would highly appreciate it because that puts you in a position to study. So that's what I'm saying. When you understand these things, when you start understand everything that you know was was given to you by black folks. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Ethan Banks. Exactly, exactly. These white people know it. Indian people know it. It's not about, we understand that the white man and woman on this planet have done nothing but cause destruction and chaos. And if anybody feels a certain way, that's probably your ego, and you should submit him or it, because I'm only telling you what's real. If you don't believe me, just go look into history. This is not me telling you this. This is the history itself. I'm just relaying the message. But once you understand how, as a, for instance, for me, when I was younger, I was told that black folks, for the most part, I can't like specifically detail how that conversation went, but as a young man in school, I was taught that for the most part, black history was slavery. For the most part. They gave us Black History Month, which is the smallest month in the year, and give us the same couple motherfuckers. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, and Harriet Tubman. Going about your day. I could sit here and name about 50 just off the top of my head that predate all those motherfuckers by hundreds of thousands of years. But the school doesn't teach you these truths. So when you hear them, you're like, oh, this motherfucker's tripping. Something in that realm. And that's ego. And I'm fine with that because I got an ego too. So I understand everybody has one. And I got to understand I'm going to have to sometimes conversate with the ego more so than the person. That's fine. But I know the people that pop up on my life are family. And I know the people in here do research. Don't think with ego. They're breaking down ego. We're a family in here. We're moving at the same pace. I might be a little more advanced here than you are, but you might be more advanced than me here. Boom, boom, boom. And we are just helping each other out. So, exactly. And that's why I'm bringing up this, and I'm putting this video together about the Moors And that's why I conversated. That's why we just had that conversation about the facts of life, which is who the God is in the physical form, is the black woman. These are the things that they need to hear too. These are the things they need to hear because it's going to hurt their ego, and that's good. I don't care if you're white or yellow or whatever the fuck. The black woman is God in the physical form. Period. Period. Biologically, it's proven she creates all life, all shades, all types, phenotypes, and everything. She does that. She does that. And to the people who are hurt by that, that's because you're dealing with your ego more so than the facts. Yeah. But see, that's the thing. Even Europeans or white scientists and all this, and religious scholars, if you will, they all attest to the same thing. Black woman is God. When you're looking at your occults, the Masons, they're praying to the black womb. It's this easy. It's that easy. When you talk about Adam and Eve, Lucifer, you're talking about creation through the primordial waters, the black womb of the universe. It's the black woman. It all comes back to that as far as the conversation we're having. And white scientists, if that's what it takes, because sometimes that's what it takes. But they all attest to that too. It's just a lot of people don't even have the thought of information to even look it up, or it hasn't been presented to them. It's not a part of the reality, so it's unknown to them, and that's fine. I'm here to just give game. I call it game, but it's knowledge. I give game. That's what I do. I, be easy. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you? If you don't mind. I'm 30, so I really don't care. It's just a number. But I'm just trying to get a consensus of conversation, you know. But I'll be talking about the Moors for. I could start at the beginning. I could start with the Twa, and that's why I said the Twa. See how I'm giving you game to look up. Look up the Twa. I could talk about the Twa, which are the uh, first inhabitants of the planet, or the most ancient, if you will. The Twa, the Khoi Khoi, uh, or the Bantu, if you will. These are the people that created culture, created civilization on the scale that was appropriate for them. From them came later on in life. Yeah, they were small. When you look at the leprechaun represents the pygmy. That's a misnomer or a disrespectful name to call these people. You can call them the diminutive black people. You can call them the Twa. You can call them the Bantu. They are the small people. The leprechaun gets his gold, right? The leprechaun is a representation of the small black inhabitants of the planet in Ireland as well. This is where the story we're talking about takes place. St. Patrick wanted the land, so he killed off all the pygmies, and this is where you get your leprechaun. This is where you get your St. Patrick's Day. The St. Patrick's Day is a celebration of the genocide of the original inhabitants of Ireland, which are the diminutive black people or the Twa people, the small people. This is also where you get your god Bes, one of the most ancient deities on the planet. Bes, a small diminutive black person. This is where you get your fairies, your fairies. This is where you get your leprechauns. They're all representing the original inhabitants of the planet, the Twa. The Twa. And I could have started there. You see how I'm freestyling this, but I'm giving you the knowledge. I could have started there with this video, but I chose not to. Let's get straight to the meat of it. But from the Twa people, these small people, and I'm gonna have my pictures up of the Twa so you can see how small they were and everything. But you're probably gonna Google it up because I know family likes to study like I do. Just look up the Twa, but they were small. They set the foundation for how to practice agriculture, how to practice um, building a civilization, a culture. It was from these people that the ancients, uh, you could say the ancient Egyptians, you could say the Fulanis, you could say a bunch of different cultures that predate any white person by hundreds of thousands of years. Remember, the European or the white person, is only about 6,400 years old. As a people, yeah, they're not that old. But the Twa laid the foundation for the, just for namesake, ancient Egyptians to build civilizations. Mind you, there were a whole bunch of people that came before the ancient Egyptians. The ancient Egyptians are only ancient to us. But in the spec of history, the concept of history, they're babies still. They're still the babies. They're just the apex of information. But they're the babies of cultures and civilizations. But the Twa set the standards, which are diminutive black people, pygmies. If you, that's a disrespectful name, but a lot of people can understand. Pygmy. They set this foundation. Then some later on, more Africans, you can call them Egyptians if you want, but there were plenty of different cultures, picked that up and built upon that knowledge, and then so on and so on. By the time it got to Egypt, it was already perfected. Then came everybody else who took that knowledge and contorted it for their own perversion. And these are the facts of life. Even Plato, which is a significant white historical figure, Plato, attests to the same thing. When they went to Egypt, because everybody went to Egypt to get the information of the world. Everybody went to Egypt. It's even said that Moses, I believe, Moses or Jesus, or both of them in the Bible, went to Egypt for 40 years. Why do you think? It was students. That's where it's at. But when the Greeks or whatnot, the white folks, went to Egypt to get information, they were met by priests of Egypt who told them straight to their face, because why wouldn't they? We are the God, the forefathers of, holy shit, this lighter was fucking. They went there and were told that the Greeks are nothing but babies of the knowledge. So here they're telling you Egypt already had it. Africans already had the knowledge. They've been had the knowledge. When the white man was coming out the caves, because that's your original uh, landmass, the Caucasus Mountains, Caucasus Mountains. They were coming out of the caves and practicing bestiality and incest and eating their dead bodies after one would get sick because it's cold. This is fact. While they were doing all that shit, Africans was already building whole civilizations with roads and lights and air conditioners. Yes, I said air conditioners, toilets and public bathrooms. They had over, man. So the people of the planet know this. All white people know this. But the way that they converted it benefits them. So why would they expose the world to that, which would essentially take that power over the people away? So they wouldn't. So when motherfuckers like me come around, I'm a conspiracy theorist or some shit, or I'm a rebel, or I'm don't listen to me, he's tripping. You know what I'm saying? I've been looked at like that, and I've been spoke to like that. I just started this YouTube shit maybe 2 years ago, a year ago, and I wasn't really heavy on it, but I've already put in the street work, and I continue to do so. So I know every perspective of ignorance that can come my way because I've already did it in person with people who have the knowledge. And I've either we came to an agreement or an understanding, or I taught them. I've never been taught by anybody I've sat down with, in the sense that they taught me something about the topic that I didn't know. Because I don't go into conversations not knowing, because then I look stupid. So I've already done the street work. I've already sat down with professors, police officers, professors, pastors, and preachers. I've done all that. Ain't no need to do that. Now the only thing I can do is give you guys the knowledge. That way you can build your foundation of self. I do this in benefit for you guys, as well as benefit for myself, because it keeps me sharp. But this is what it is, family. I'll be bringing a video soon, hopefully by tonight, because I want to do it right for you guys, about the Moorish influence in Europe, or the Moorish influence on the world. Now remember, the word Moor means black or dark, right? And once I break down what they gave to the world, after this conversation we already done had, this more so will clarify that, if you will. You know what I'm saying? And that's that. So that video will be up soon. For anybody who sees this, I will say it once again, because I know a lot of egos will see this video, and I'm sure to find a couple thumbs down eventually. But the black woman in the physical is God in the physical. Everybody knows that but you. And if you don't understand why I say that, just rewind this video where me and B-Eazy was breaking it down, and you'll understand. It's that simple. There was no Greek history. There's no such thing as Greek sciences. There's no such thing as a Pythagorean theorem. There's none of that. None of that. All that shit. Throw that shit out the window of knowledge. There was no Roman knowledge. There was no Greek knowledge. None of that exists. And they will attest to it themselves, and we will break that down when that time comes. All knowledge is to be given, and praise and respect is due to the black man and woman in general. Those are the forefathers of information. Those are the forefathers of sciences. Those are the forefathers of culture and civilization. They're very different things. Those are the forefathers of technology. That is a very different thing. So all respects and praise should be due to the black man and woman, period. I'm not talking about the, the, the state of the black man and woman. I'm talking about the significance and genius of them over history and now. All respects go to them. And the black woman is God for multiple reasons. Biologically is the nail in the coffin, but if we got to go to a deeper understanding, me and B-Eazy already talked about that. Black woman biologically gives birth to every creed of man and woman on the planet, and it's from her womb that we all came. It's a fact. If you don't know why that's a fact, look up the word amalgamation, and pretty much that's how it went down. But yeah, family, I'm doing my thing out here. I'm trying to get these videos proper. That way you guys get the most out of it. You understand? And like I appreciate y'all too, man. I appreciate y'all 100%. 100%. That's why I take the time out to talk to you guys outside of YouTube. Or if you do comment on my shit, that's why I'll come back to that comment and I'll respond. We tied in, we locked in. When I say I will talk to you guys outside of YouTube because I care about all that, I mean that shit. I'll pop up on you in the middle of the day. I'll pop up on you in the middle of the night with some shit. And you're like, yo, I was thinking about this. Here you go. Ethan can attest to that. A couple of the family members that couldn't make it could attest to that. B-Eazy. We got to get them digits. We got to lock them digits in. Because, like I'm saying, any thoughts you got, any questions you might have, or anything you want me to go over, if I have the knowledge or the understanding, I'm with it. Y'all can always holler at me. We always need somebody we can talk to, and I'm going to be that guy. That's facts. So be on the lookout for this video. Understand what I went over. Understand it. Overstand it. Accept it. It is what it is. When we look at the woman in Christianity, Mary, we break down Mary. Ma, Re. Ma is mother. Re is Ra, which is the sun. Mother and son. Mother represents the darkness, the primordial waters, the dark waters, the light within the sun. Let there be light, or the light within the darkness. Let there be light. From darkness you came, and the world was covered with darkness, and then light came. All that is referring to that. Masonry is Ma, Sun, Re. the sun Ra, Ma Sun Ra, Masonry, Masonry. So everything comes back to the black womb, the black woman. And it's everywhere, and everything has been telling us this. We just didn't know no better. And that's all I want to say, Fab. I think it's about lunchtime for the daughters. Lay them down. Start working on my video a little bit more. I got the slides and pictures ready. I might add some more pictures. I might not. I'm gonna add pictures, but and then I gotta write down my checkpoints. That way, when I do my narration, I make sure I hit each checkpoint, each, you know, point that I want to make. And then it's out here. I'm gonna upload that motherfucker, and it'll be up there for y'all. It ain't gonna be long. I don't make long videos, but somehow I make long live streams. Shit. That wasn't a sponsor or a promotion or promote. It's a piece of shit drink, if you ask me, until they pay me. But yeah, everything revolves around the black womb. Everything is talking about creation, light and dark. The light is the sperm, the seaman, the serpent, the water serpent, the eel, the electric eel within the waters of the womb. Let there be light. You are children. Children are carbon, are representative of carbon, the element, the earthly element. Man is carbon. Let there be light. You were formerly dark, of darkness. Now you are light, so be children of the light. Children being a carbon. You were darkness, being the primordial waters. Be light, which is light within the darkness that creates carbon, which create. Oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy. We can do this all day. And I guess, oh yeah, I got what I'm talking is alchemy. But I got a video breaking this black woman is God down that is coming from an alchemical reference. What I just did was alchemy. It's just I didn't show you it. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna do a video showing you what I'm talking about. Like I told Be Easy at the beginning of this, this would just be freestyling it. But it's coming. It's definitely coming. I got about 3 videos dealing with alchemy that I just ain't did yet. Just ain't did, that's all. I more so made this live to break that down and to break down the black influence of the world on the world, just due to all this Gucci shit and all this ignorant shit. Like, bruh, why are you tripping on that when we did all these great things? So I needed to remind the young men and the young women out there of how great they are as young black men and women, and why do we need to, you know, throw hissy fits when Gucci does something, or stand around 3 blocks for some new Jordans and shit. Like, shit is crazy when we created all this shit. So yeah, I'm gonna have my alchemy videos. I just broke down the black woman as God in an alchemical sense, but I'll present it with pen and pad and everything. So just be ready. Absolutely. I made a video yesterday on my Spreaker app or something, and it posted and then it just got deleted. Be Easy seen it, but the shit got deleted when I went to respond to his comment. It was gone. So just in case, you know, I ain't gonna say fuck Gucci, even though it's fuck Gucci in the aspect of I think that's why I got deleted. So if that's why, I'm gonna say it again to see if that's true. Fuck Gucci. Yeah, it's a lost tape. But yeah, y'all already know how I feel about that shit. I feel like they do what the fuck they want. Whenever the fuck they want to do it, that's their business. Just like the NFL can tell niggas to stand up. They can say and tell them to do whatever the fuck they want. It's their business. You work for them. If you gonna stand up, stand the fuck up. If you ain't, nigga, you gonna get fired. If you gonna get fired, you can open up your own NFL. Ice Cube did his own basketball league. I mean, what the fuck? Niggas just must forget that they're powerful like that because we're so fucking brainwashed to believe that we started out of slavery or some shit. I don't know. Fucking niggas crazy. Gucci can do what they want. In my opinion, Gucci can do whatever the fuck they want. I don't give no fucks what Gucci do. Gucci can throw out a whole fucking noose out there, and I seen some shirts that had nooses on it. I still don't give a fuck. They gonna do what they want. What are you talking about? This is my phone. If I want to throw this bitch out the window, I'm gonna throw the bitch out the window. If I want to piss on the floor, I'm gonna piss on the floor. Like, nigga, we gotta keep it real logical and just use our brains for a second, not our emotions or egos. It's a business. They can do what they want. It's up to you to react. Gucci throws up a Klan shirt. I'm like, oh, they tripping. Of course I'm gonna say that. But I'm like, oh, so what? I was just about to go down the street and buy a t-shirt from the Arabs real quick. That ain't no good either. But I'm just saying, I don't give a fuck what they do because I don't invest in them. I have no emotional investments, no financial investments. I don't give no fucks. And if you do have a financial investment in Gucci, after they do some shit like that, don't support them. You don't have to, oh, we're gonna picket. We're gonna protest. We're gonna womp, womp, womp. You ain't gotta do all that. Just stop investing your money in them and invest it in that small business down the street that is trying to get up off the ground. Hey, now the queen is here. What's up, Rose? I gotta stop everything to say what's up to the queen. What's up, Rose? Hope all is well. Hope all is well. You either getting your money or enjoying your day. I hope both of them. Shit. We're gonna stop everything and give respects to the feminine, the female. What's up, Rose? I hope all is well, man. Rose could tell you too. I, I I'll shoot you a text on just anything, just to pop up in on you. I sent her a link to one of the videos the other day, just thinking maybe she needed to hear it or something. Like, come on, G, it's a family. I keep in contact with all of y'all. All is well. I'm at work. Hey, making that money, dealing with. I'm not scratching my balls, yo. I'm scratching my hip. Don't get it twisted. I hope your coworkers leaving you the hell alone. And if they ain't, I hope they being nice. And if they ain't, check their ass, girl. They can't deal with you. But yeah, man, Gucci could do it. I mean, I don't even really want to get on a Gucci like that because I don't like to talk about shit like that. It ain't my thing. But yeah, for any business, for anybody in general, anything, anybody. They don't even got to be a business. Anybody can do what they want. It's up to you to react in a certain manner. You're going to feed that or you're not going to feed into it. It's just that simple. Everything is very simple. It's just our egos and our emotions have intertwined together to become like one, like venom. And we don't know how to distinguish ourselves. We are not Be Easy. We are not King. We are not Ethan. We are not Miss Rose. We are not these things. Those are just titles that somebody else gave to us. Somebody else gave us our titles and we ran with it. Ego. You are you in general. Stop everything else. You are you. I am that I am. You don't need Gucci. You don't need Jordans. You don't need Nike. You don't need Champion. You don't need South Pole. You don't need these things. And when they do some fuck shit, why are you mad again? Why are you mad again? The audacity of them. What are you talking about? Right. Right. Andrew, welcome. I know it went up. Just like Nike went up, piggybacking off of Kaepernick. We have to think a little sharper than this. And that's the point. Why boycott? Why protest? Why are people so emotional? Why are people so emotionally attached to material items? Because it sets a standard within your social class. Ego. It's all ego. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? It costs. Listen, 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 listen. Please listen. For future references, please listen. It's the last time I'm gonna say this. All right, I'm gonna try. Gucci and all these other places can do what they want. Listen to me though. I got my happy ass up on Facebook and looked at the buy sell trades for a printer. It's $45. A laptop for free because I got 3 of them. My mom got one at work. Guess, just hear me out. I already know how to make shirts. I could just make shirts and wear those. Invest in my equipment, invest in myself, make me some shirts. I have taken out every competitor that makes clothing by doing it myself. I'll buy a shirt for $5 at the Arab store down the street, goddamn it, because the Arabs love corner stores. They love investing in the neighborhoods, and I understand why. It's economic. I get it. But I buy 5 shirts and sell them for $7 a piece. I'm making a profit. Not the biggest profit, but I'm making a profit. And I repeat, and I repeat, and I repeat, and I repeat. And now I've established a small clothing business. Just a small one. A very small one. But I've taken out the power emotionally and egotistically that Gucci had over me. You see what I'm saying? I run into a chick who know how to sew. Usually the elder women know how to sew and shit. I pay her to show me how to make pants and shit. Exactly, but we're not thinking on this level. We're thinking, Gucci did this, Nike did that, the NFL doing this. Yeah, you don't even got no investments in these motherfuckers. So why are you worried? If Gucci stock plummets, I know it rose, but let's say it still rises. If you're not investing in them, that does not impact you, because you're not losing no money in that. You're not gaining no money in that. It has no significance in your life. I know motherfuckers that don't wear Gucci because they can't afford it, for real, that was tripping on Gucci. Bitch, what? It's racism. Let's point it out. Okay, let's point it out. You can point it out by going, look, that's racist. You ain't got, oh my God, I'm so mad. I just want to do something. Let's hold signs in front of the store in the cold, in the rain, all day. Nigga, I could buy Gucci on Amazon. I don't even gotta see you protesting. Like, bruh. So do it for self. Get you some clothes. Get you whatever equipment you need and do it yourself. You know it ain't that hard, and I know it ain't that hard. Right, right. Actual stocks. Not being Floyd Mayweather and just buying a bunch of it. That's not investing in Gucci. That's pretty much just giving your money to Gucci. What about stocks? Now, I see if you had stocks in it, that would have been the prime time to put some real money in that stocks when they did that shit, because you knew that the attention and the controversy was going to skyrocket their sales. Well, you should have knew that. And if you didn't, all you got to do is look at what Nike did with Kaepernick. They rode that wave to get them sales up. Like, bruh, fuck are you talking about? But this is the state we're in as a people. As a people. Black people don't study statistics. Nobody. And that goes for every creed of people. But the most important, I'm black first, should be black folks need to be a lot of bit, economically smarter. That's just fact. For every $100, I said that retarded just now. For every $100 that the white household brings in, the black household only brings in $57. Think about that. And don't say, and I know y'all ain't, but for any egos out there, well, they should work harder or get better jobs. No, you don't understand what the systematic supremacy is. Americans have stock in it. They can control what was going on there. We become blackface, but I get what you said right there. I can get what you said right there. And this is why it's important to talk. Fuck Gucci, fucking any other company. Why don't your ass get off your ass and go just invest in a printer, a laptop, the paper and the ink? I did the work. It only cost about $240 to do so. And I put about $60 in that equation just in case. I got a free fucking laptop. I can get a printer off buy sell trade on Facebook. That's right. When we're talking about building a business, you stay within your means to get the most out of it. So you go cheap and you build from there. Get a printer, get some ink cartridges in the paper. Print that shit out. I used to do this in high school, and I used to make a couple hundred, a day or two in high school. You get that shit, you print it out on that special paper, you peel that shit off, you put it on the shirt, and you iron that bitch on. It stays on. That simple. And it stays on. Not just to say that, just to say it'll stay on with it, it'll fade away. No, that shit'll stay on. Now you just make your brand of shirts and you start selling them. You start giving them out for free just for people to put on and promote around the city or whatever. Now you're building a business that only costs you $240 tops. Come on now. Now you don't need Gucci. You don't need that. Then you learn how to make pants. That's sewing and knitting. That's something that you can profit off of for the rest of your life. Anybody needs some patchwork done, whoop whoop, $5, $10 over here and there while you're chilling at home. Hey man, can I bring this over? Yeah. Good. Next time it happens, if they got kids, then that shit really gonna happen. You making money. And that goes with any business concept. But that one specifically I spoke on because it's the simplest to me. Learn how to cut hair, learn how to do hair. I have 3 girls. I know how to braid. I'm not the greatest. But as a man, I'm gonna say that shit with the utmost. I know how to braid. And I can evolve that into really learning how to do the craft. And then I will do hair. Like, there's nothing in any books that say men can't braid hair. Like, so these are just simple things I'm saying. That's it. First establish that racism does exist. First establish that. This is the order I look at. First establish that racism does exist. It doesn't matter who you are, just establish that it does exist. That's the first step, you know. Denial was the second or third. They say denial isn't it? But this is what I'm saying. First, recognize that there is that problem of racism on this landmass. Okay? You don't have to dwell on it. You just have to understand that it exists. Look at the dynamics. Once you understand the dynamics, you can learn how you equate within that dynamic. So if I'm a consumer, well, okay, I consume. Okay, I buy foods from other people. I buy clothes from other people. I buy, and you just do it like that. So okay, if I buy food from people, let me learn how to grow my own food. It's very simple. What's up, baby? I'm almost done. I'm about to come down, okay? I know y'all playing. I hear y'all. All right, I'm about to get y'all lunch too, all right? Oh, no problem, beautiful. But if I consume food, I grow my own food. And me and my daughters did that at the last house, and we're going to reestablish it here in this new house. Simple foods can be grown. Some shit you can grow in your house. Some shit, man. But you break that tie. You take away that power. Clothes, you do the same thing we just established. You break that down and you do for self on there. And you just continue to do so. The economy of this landmass, and for most land masses in the world, depend on the consumers. To they depend on the consumers to keep themselves established. I don't think racism will ever leave Earth. I don't think it will either, but I think it can be suppressed. Yo, Chicago, what's happening, God? Appreciate you stopping by. Oh man, hey everybody, sub to him. Sub to him. He's a dope gamer. I'm over there all the time, so if you're going over there, you'll see me over there too. What's up, Chicago, man? I appreciate you stopping by, G. We just talking that shit. But what did he say? And we knew electricity generation. We can grow everything indoors during the winter. Absolutely. That's that's the right mind state to have. That's why I love building with y'all because we bounce ideas off each other like that. Once you do for self, you don't have to really worry about too much of shit. You really don't. But you have to establish that there are certain things that are in play right now that are hindering you from doing so. First of all, the first most important thing that's hindering you from being great is yourself. It's yourself. Everybody in this chat and everybody that will see this has the ability to be greater than what they are. And I'm not taking any greatness away from you. I'm just establishing the fact that you can be greater than what you are once you understand what hinders you from doing so. But with doing that, you have to self evaluate. So, me having these girls, my daughters, I knew I had to learn how to do hair. But I had a little sister. I have a little sister. I have a little sister. And my mom worked hard, so it was just me and her. And sometimes I would have to braid her shit up. It was terrible because I was young and I never fucking braid no hair. But I learned, and that's the point. You have the ability to be greater than what you are because you're able to do great things. You just don't know you can do them yet. And so I learned how to do that. And I braid their hair from time to time. Well, I help their mama because she don't trust me 100%. And I don't disagree with that. But I can help her do the hair. I know how to braid some shit up. Feel me? And that's what it is. Everybody can do that. We just have to look at what's in front of us right now. We have to establish that these things, racism does exist. There's a difference between racism and prejudice, and so we have to understand these dynamics. Everything can be broken down like that. I gotta run. I'm gonna check your vids, King. Appreciate you. Oh, you already know, family. I'm gonna holler at you on the side note too, man. I got some shit for you. I appreciate you stopping by, Ethan. Have a good one. I will talk to you later. I'm sure of it. You know, hit the phone or whatever. But have a good day, God. We'll see you, G. But yeah, family. We just have to establish that these things exist. We have to understand if you're a white person, white male or female, it doesn't matter. You have to understand that your forefathers did a lot of fuck shit that you may benefit, you still benefit off of to a degree. And that doesn't. Whoa! Whoa! Wait a minute. Almost died just now. Hold up. Y'all see this? Look at this shit. Hey, y'all go on now. Stop playing with me. But that's all. That's all, family. We have to understand that these things exist. I've said that 5 times now. We have to be able to break them down and stop giving power to those that have been controlling us for so long. As a people working together with the proper understanding would benefit the world greatly. See, we run this planet. Oh, I look at this lighter, G, and I keep putting it down. I just want to light this square, G. Oh yeah, I work for racist folks. That's why I don't work for people no more. That's crazy. I worked for a racist company, and every day, and yes, racist company, not prejudice, racist company. And every day I gave it to their ass, because every day they would try to give it to me. It was all type of racist shit at the workplace. And this is a normal thing for black men to experience and black women to experience at the workplace. It's a factual evidence of. I can give you that. I'll put it in a link or something, whatever. But every day they gave it to me. They tried to. They tried to. And every day I bust their ass on their own, on their history, on who they are, biologically, everything. And I would take it to the extreme of really breaking it down. And one day my supervisor came, and at this point, I worked the main machine. I was the man. On my shift, I was the man. I was the fastest, most efficient worker. Because I always wanted to be the best worker bee I could. And I was busting ass, so I finally made it to the main machine, and it's a chopping machine and whatnot. It chop up dough, because I worked in a bakery, and it chopped up the dough so everybody else could do whatever they needed. And my fucking supervisor comes over, and he was like, "Hurry up, boy, get to work." Now he was joking, mind you. Mind you, all his coworkers are white men. I'm gonna leave that right there. So mind you, he already is comfortable with talking about black folks in this manner. Man, go y'all room. Stop arguing. So he said, "Get to work, boy. Hurry up." Along those lines. Listen. My machine is the loudest machine in the warehouse, if you will. I cut that bit, and if it don't run, nobody gets what they need. I cut that bitch dead off. I turned it off. It was dead silent. Because people behind him heard what he said. And the motherfucker at the end of the machine that works with me, he was a black dude. He was new to it. So he didn't really want to say shit. I've been there. I cut the machine off. I don't give a fuck. I cut it off. I look at him. I say, "Kenny, I will beat your ass right now. If you ever say that shit again, I'm going to knock you the fuck out." And I said it just like that, and that's verbatim. Looked my supervisor dead in his face. "I will beat your ass if you ever say that again." This motherfucker turned so red. I ain't seen a white person turn this red ever in my life if they didn't have sunburn. This motherfucker turned so red on me. He said, "Oh my God, King, I am so sorry. I didn't even realize what I said." Mind you, the whole place is quiet. I said, "Yes, you did. You been talking about black folks like this." He apologizes, he sweats, he does all that. I turn the machine on, I only talk to him. And I do my work, boom. Next day, the boss comes in. Mind you, I've been dogging these people every day because they try that shit with me every day. And so the boss knows how I am. This ain't the first time I seen him in the building, and ain't no shit like that. We've had our relationship established. So he knows what kind of person I am. I only been working here a year. Just finally got to a year. He comes in. He's like, "King, let me talk to you." I'm like, "All right." I know what's coming. Pulls me to the side. Somebody takes over the machine. He's like, "I heard you got into an incident yesterday." I'm like, "I didn't get into no incident yesterday. It was just another day at work." He's like, "Well, I heard that Kenny said something to you and you responded to him." You know, that passive aggressive shit that a lot of white folks do and that a lot of people do. He did one of those. I'm like, "No, he just got out of pocket and I put him back in place. I ain't got no beef with Kenny. I ain't got no problem with him." He's like, "Well, what was said?" He knew what was said. I'm like, "Oh, pretty much called me a boy and told me to get back to work." In which I responded and told him never, ever call me a boy again, and that I would knock him the fuck out if he did. And this is a point I want to tell to all the young men out there and women. I don't care what happens. You stand on your square. If you said it or did it, you did it or you said it, and that ain't no excuses. You man the fuck up, regardless of who it is or what the situation is. If you did it, you own up to it. If you said it, you own up to it. This is for y'all. So I told him exactly what the fuck I said, and he was like, "I understand where you're coming from. I'm sorry that that happened to you, but could you please refrain from the threats?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can refrain from the threats as long as y'all respect me." And then he goes on to say a bunch of gibberish and then comes out and says, "Well, I really don't think it was that bad." To that point, I told my boss, not my supervisor, but my boss, "Well, if you think it's not that bad, why don't you say it to me? And let me show you how bad it can get." He turned red. He turned red too. He chuckled, patted me on my back, and walked the fuck away. Boom. So I understand how the races can happen at work, but I don't give a fuck where you're at. Don't let nobody disrespect you. You don't gotta take off and slap fire out of them or nothing. You can do just like I did and calmly tell the motherfuckers the penalties of disrespecting you to a certain degree. I get my year in. I get, after you get a year, you get some time off if you want. I took my time off. They fired me on my day off. Yes, they fired me on my day off. I got Craiged from Friday. Yes, they did me dirty. They fired my ass on my first day of vacation. Sons of bitches. I wasn't even tripping. Because I seen it coming. But yes, they fired me. Yeah, they fired me, G. And I laughed. All I could do was laugh because I seen it coming. If you would have heard how I disrespected them every time they disrespected me, they would just call me, shit like Oreo and Blackie or some shit, some weird, just random little pops at me, and I would just call them fucking devils and animal lovers and shit, whatever the fuck. I combated fire with fire. They fired me, but that led me to the understanding that led me to the realization, at least, that I can do for myself. It was from these experiences of, well, nigga, I know how to make dough. I know how to cut up some pepperonis, and I can make my own pepperoni roll. With a simple thought as I could do for self will lead you to want to do for self even more. And that eventually led me to open my business. And that eventually led me to help my lady open up hers. And that led me to explaining the importance of my oldest daughter, stepdaughter, my daughter, on how the importance of opening just a simple lemonade stand is. Because she might inspire her friends, and her friends, though, which are other females, might want to do it with her, and they learn together, and then they open something bigger, and that might eventually evolve into her own drink business. You see what I'm saying? So it's always important to understand that you can do for self. You don't need to get mad at other people for handling their shit how they want to handle it. So when I say you gotta identify racism as a system in this landmass, you have to. That doesn't mean to sit there and become a victim. I have a whole video called "Stop Playing the Victim" that deals with this. Just because it exists, you shouldn't give it the power to keep you in a victimized mindset. You see what I mean? Because the family on here, I'm pretty sure the family on here is a couple white folks that'll be on here, it's a couple black folks and in-betweeners. It doesn't matter. I'm not gonna bash on nobody because I'm not that type of motherfucker. I'm just not that type. Most problems I have with people, other people don't know because I'm not just, oh, fuck them. They suck. Or keep it to myself. But everybody has that. I'm not going to talk bad about you. I'm going to tell the truth about you. It's a difference. And not even specifically you, just whatever the topic may be. J Rails finally fucking made it. What's up, fool? We was just building on a couple topics, man. Couple topics. Hit you with a lot of game in this one. There was a lot of knowledge in this one. I'm glad to see the family, man. We got Be Easy, we got Ethan, we got the Queen, Miss Rose in here, J Rails, Andrew. Hey, hey, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I love to see the family in here, man. That makes me feel good. Y'all made me feel good, man. Y'all motherfuckers is the truth. But yeah, I think we had a very good discussion today. And I hope this video I put out. You hear them crazies? You hear them? You want to say what's up? Yeah. Because I'm about to get off. You want to tell them peace? Yeah. All right, come on, man. You can tell them peace. Yeah. Say, glad you came by.
Glad you came by, peace.
Yeah, there you go. You got to put them together, girl. You know better. Yeah.
Bye, peace.
Say, we about to eat.
We about to eat.
All right, go ahead, y'all.
Come on.
Go ahead, man. Clean up your room, get it ready, okay?
We did.
Oh, okay.
That's for baby shoe.
I know, I know.
Oh, Dad.
What?
I want you to come down now.
You want me to come down now, huh?
Yeah.
Hold up. You can go down there and get ready for me.
My finger.
I see you. All right. All right, family. J Rails, I'm sorry that you just got in. No, I'm not sorry. I'm glad and I'm appreciative that you just came. But if you want to check out what we was talking about, start the stream over once I get off or whatever. Thank you, Rose. Appreciate that. You know, they get it from their mama. I wish they would have got it from me, but that mean they would look kind of like a dude. So I guess it worked out. I guess it worked out. But with that, check out the video if you're a little bit late in the stream, because we went over some shit. We went over some shit. And the main thing that I would like to point out that we went over is the importance and the uniqueness and the preciousness of the woman. Absolutely. So I do appreciate everybody. Yeah, I'm glad you listened, Andrew. Appreciate you, Rose. Appreciate you, Jay Rails, Be Easy, Ethan Banks, Andrew, everybody who stopped by. I appreciate you, and you know I do. You know I do. I hope you guys have a great day or the rest of your day or a great night, depending on where you're at. Either way, I hope it's nothing but positive energies. And I hope you're trying to give positive energies while you're at it. With that being said, peace when we're together, chaos when we're not. Pick up a book, gain some knowledge, spread some positivity. Have a good day. And if you're not, make it one because you have that power. Peace, peace, and more peace.